So then, last we left off, you guys had managed to travel to the Underdark with members of the Broken? You are the Broken Compass. But
The
you
Ashen
went
Table.
with the Ashen Table to possibly defeat or at least disturb a ritual to open one of the books of apparently Ender, or as you've recently heard, another nickname, the Endless One. You were successful after passing through using some tricks from your companions to pass the blockade of golems and meet with the Mind Flayer, Vashlar, and two assistants he had. You did battle and were successful in both slaying him, isolating this orb of leyline energy that he had obtained, and the book. There was a price, however, of Arkentel shutting the portal before anything else could come through. However, you managed to obtain his body, and with the teleportation stone that he had previously given to Seraphina, you used it and teleported to its location. A room in the Arcanum College, apparently a study. You are all currently laying in what looks like a pile of pillows in a bowl in the center of the room, filled of cloths, almost bean bags, basically, as well as what look like other types of mattresses. It looks like a lounge area, which all of you can apparently sit in. However, against the walls is definitely a more studious environment of bookshelves, a table and chairs, reading implements, and various other apparati. And there is no hostilities. It's calm and comforting. What are you guys doing?
First things first, Ulan's going to go to the nearest door and stick his head out and see if he can figure out where in the building.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously he assumes we're at the top, but
As I said previously, you can see from one side of the room, which looks like it's completely missing. You can see out into the skyline of the morning, which looks like the Splinter Ridge Mountains. You go towards the door. It's a very nice door, and it doesn't immediately open, but you notice there is a lock, which you undo, and you can pop through the door. And it's a very, very familiar sight. The corridor of dimly lit, from coloured light coming from stained glass in the ceiling. And you can see across another door. And then to the right, a small hallway, which you know leads towards Cathics' office.
so I will go, knock on the door of the headmaster.
Before you step out, Buko calls out, Ulan, I think it would be best if you keep things brief of what you talk about.
I'm just gonna get her, and then we'll take Arcantile Street to whatever kind of infirmary that we've got. We'll have any conversations there.
We can take him there now.
Well, if you take him there, then I'll get the headmaster and meet you there, I guess.
He's kind of looking at where Arcantale's body is, and Sechiko and Aaron would be next to him.
We can't help him in an office. We need to get him to the infirmary, and we need to get the smartest people we possibly can. And I can't think of a better place to start than the headmaster.
He just nods. Alright. Well, as I said, keep things brief. She may be the headmistress here, but she doesn't need to know everything. Not yet. Understood?
Can I make an insight check?
Okay. What are you trying to insight?
Like, I know that he's trying to, like, convince Ulan not to give away any secrets, but I'm not sure if Ulan would pick up on that.
Considering the situation, sure, yeah. See how much you can glean from his side speech.
Yeah, okay, I guess that's kind of fine.
What's
okay.
What's everyone else doing while Ulan's gotten up? And
Aren't they standing there looking like it's confused why there's no draw for the wall missing?
yeah, there's literally there's no breeze, but you can see sky, and there's literally a mountain range to the right of the room, like this huge mountain range which goes into the distance.
Also, you try to get his eye to work, like surface.
Oh yeah, you're kind of blinded for a moment just looking out. What did you roll then? Because I didn't actually see.
15.
Oh yeah, no, totally. Yeah, you can tell he's definitely talking about the ashen table.
Mm-hmm.
And mostly of what happened in the last hour. But he hasn't stopped you.
Okay.
Neither has Junga, who's still wounded. Sachiko's not moving from where she is, and Daniela is still kind of in shock, and also wounded to some extent as well. So she's just staying put. So you leave the room.
Yep, headmaster's office.
Is anyone going with him? Or is everyone staying put?
None of us have ever met her except for he and Serafina, so I don't think all of us showing up would be a good thing.
Yeah, you guys, apart from Serafina, you have no idea where you are. It's fascinating. Most of this is foreign. The only thing you do recognize, especially you, Saren, the walls are very similar to what you've seen in a lot of places. The white stone with almost glitter sparkled across it, of very bits of colour just scattered across it. But most of it's hidden behind bookshelves. The only parts you can see is towards the door, which you exit out and head towards the headmistress's office. And as you get close, you can hear there's talking from the other side. The door's closed, but you can knock.
Yep,
Do you stop and listen for a moment, or you just immediately knock?
I have 0 chill right now.
Okay, yeah. You kind of hear this muffle for a moment, and then you knock, and then it stops for a second. It seems you have business, mistress. I will leave it to you, and we'll adjourn for now. And then you hear footsteps coming towards the door.
Do I recognize the voice?
No, this is not a voice you've heard. And opening the door seems to be a robed figure. Black, but gold trim around the collar and around the wrists. And parts of it kind of decorates across the torso and down the waist. Human, but short hair. A very small amount of a goatee still growing, but very short shaved hair. showing off the ears, which look like they've been pierced on both sides. Dragonborn. Cathix, you have a Dragonborn who wants your attention. Not of this college, though. And he kind of just gives you a short nod, smiles, and walks past.
Can I pick up anything from him, like a vibe, even of like class or anything?
Sure.
Like, does he look like a spellcaster, or does he look?
Well, you know the robe and the gold markings from the last time you were here.
True,
Ripped.
but last time I was here, I had one of the outfits as well.
Yeah, you can give me an insight. Let's see how much you can pick up from his composure.
Not much.
Is that kind of
I'm too busy.
Fair enough.
higher?
You can remember he's at least a mage of probably one of the higher ranks, but you're not sure where he
Yeah,
is
I
in comparison.
remember that gold was like the top level of the outfits, but
Third, yeah. When in gold, bronze, silver, gold.
yeah.
But yeah, he strolls down and you just hear the footsteps as he heads towards the elevator, as you remember.
He'll then make some mental note to find a tailor and get some robes made with platinum on.
Mm.
Just so they can walk around and feel like, yeah.
And you walk in,
Yes.
and you're almost blinded again from walking into a room with bright light. Fortunately, the sun is behind you, so it's kind of giving a shadow cast across most of the room. But you can see Cathix sitting there,
It's in here. Okay.
hands, fingers crossed, sitting at a desk, just waiting, with a tea to her side.
Oh, that's
Ulan,
why you can't see the rolls. I have the self button ticked.
that would do it.
I got a 5 on that last insight. So.
Okay, I thought so from your voice. It's like,
Yeah.
Ulan, it is good to see you again. How are you doing?
I apologize for the intrusion and the urgency. Myself and my companions, we used a teleportation stone that Argentile gave us to get here. He's in a bad way. They're taking him to the infirmary.
Where?
Infirmary where? Oh, I don't know where that is. But
She
I
gets
came to
up
get you.
immediately.
I figured you'd want to know. We should.
We should head there immediately. She strolls over to you. Infirmary, you say?
Fall in step as soon as you go past. Yeah.
No, she just grabs you and teleports.
Oh right. Okay.
And then immediately just... the rest of you, imagine, have followed Booker. And imagine Saren, you'll probably help carry?
Yep.
Okay. It's going to take you a while to... actually, this is a little bit. As you all head out of the room, you're immediately in dim light again, which is accustomed to you all. Serafina, which is probably going to lead the way on this, as well as Booker, head
I was
towards...
about to say, wait, Booker doesn't know the way.
Apparently he's been here before. Heads towards a platform, which he asks you all to step upon. And he puts a hand on a stone in the center.
Advance reaction, damn it.
As all of you feel a jolt as this whole platform that you're standing on begins to descend. At a decent pace as well, as you fall below the floor and you see several rooms you pass by, corridors, with people walking in robes of various descriptions.
I need to stop you.
Not
I need to stop you there where
paying
first
attention.
Savant just, as soon as the elevator starts moving,
Mm.
Savant starts to shake and says, like, slams his hand, like, basically on him, like, on his chest armor and says, "You've got to be kidding. I've been working on something like this for nearly my entire life. For
Shh.
God's sake."
We're in a study.
Yeah. It's not time.
As
Like, literally, like, like steam is coming out of him. I think, like,
And you feel your bodies drop as you travel well over 300, 400 feet down through several layers of this building. All of them you pass has other look like mages in robes, all with various staves or wands they have talking to each other. Eventually you reach the bottom floor, which is a metropolis of rooms in various places, stairs leading up. And at this point, hundreds of people exiting from doors, which seems impossible from where you are. Without a beat, Booker steps off and heads towards another chamber off to the side. Just without much of a word. Follow.
I have no idea where we are, so I do. Considering I'm carrying Harkin.
You do get a few glimpses from one carrying a person, and being such a large group of non-mages.
And heavily armored and blood splattered, probably.
Yeah, you're not looking
and
great.
badly smelling.
So they keep their distance.
Except for Aaron, looks fine.
Aaron looks fine, yeah. And they all keep their distance. As you enter into the room.
Before we enter, I do have to leave.
Okay.
So I just want to say, see you next time. Lonito, if someone wants to do anything about tinkering, constructing, Senegia might have picked up proficiency in Tinkerstore. So if you need any help.
Nice.
Cool. I will send you my project, and we'll see if you want to use it.
Okay. Alright, guys. I will see you next time.
All right. And we are down a dwarf. We'll see what happens with that later on. But first, you guys make it into a room with layers of beds across the floor. All very neatly placed, but surrounded with what looks like stone placements, but not just stones. It looks like it's being put into the floor itself. And again, the walls themselves are beautiful white with almost sparkles of rainbow just marked across in various places, just giving off this multi-layered light, just very faintly. And Booker leads you across to one of the beds, which none of them currently are being used at the moment. An escort, Saren, and whoever else is carrying, probably Senator actually, to place the body gently onto it. In doing so, the actual stones around the bed actually begin to give off a little bit of a hum as both the bed, Arkan, and a small area around him begins to glow very faintly of blue. This will do for the time being. We need to find someone. And then with you see both Ulan and some rather middle-aged woman with black curly hair, almost 6 foot, just a little shorter, of darkened skin, and a very elaborate robe with multiple layers with necklaces adorning around her neck, and they just appear next to you guys. I can tell. Who are all of you? Booker? Yes, Lady Cassock. We're well, and he kind of just looks down at Arkantel. Oh. And she just moves over to his body. And you can immediately see she's waving a hand across his body to see any magic from Seraphina. You can tell she's casting Detect Magic. There's... What happened?
He took a wrong step into a bad plane and transported himself back, and he was like this. I have no idea what was there, but...
What... You all went there as well?
No, only him. Transported himself back immediately, but now's not the time to go into the details or the specifics, but...
She immediately just casting spells while she's talking. Some of them you're not even recognizing at this point, Seraphina. They seem familiar to identify, but it's slightly varied. There's no plane he went to. This is not a plane. His body is fine. What is... You're a cleric. And she looks at you, Aaron.
I am.
Have you done anything?
We came straight here, right?
Yes, but I don't think there's anything medically wrong with him that can be fixed with a spell.
But he is stable.
I don't think there's any danger to his life. His mind is another story, though.
She stops casting and stands up. You are sure?
I've never experienced or seen anything like this before, no, but from what I've seen, that's what I think is happening.
Can you give me your word as a cleric that you can make sure he's not dying?
I did a medicine check before we left, right?
Yes, you did.
It was fine.
Yeah, he seemed to be in a more catatonic state.
He's not in any danger of dying from any wounds he hasn't. So.
I see.
Whatever he did also destroyed his magic sword. I don't know if that has any bearing on.
His what?
He had I tipped into the
he had an artifact with him.
I start coughing.
Yeah.
She just kind of looks across you guys, looks at Booker, and just stares at him. I see. There is things we must talk about then. There are things that must be discussed. Yes. Booker kind of just looks over at you with more, just like.
I'll just whisper, smooth.
It's a night of smooth operation.
Sachiko, who hasn't said anything recently, who's been kneeling next to his body, still sitting, kind of just slightly turns her head towards Cathix, and more of a whisper, just... He said he would be fine, but I will make sure he stays safe. You will you? And who are you?
This is one of
I am
Arcantyl's
Sachiko.
trusted companions.
His apprentice. Arcantyle took an apprentice. Of course he did. And she just starts heading off. Well, that went better than I hoped.
Can Savant roll insight check for jealous?
Wait,
That's
sorry,
that's better.
did Catholics just leave?
Yeah, she just left. She kind of just gave like a half smirk at Sachiko and then just left.
Okay, so she doesn't appear phased or anything. She's like, okay, he's in the hospital.
No.
Fine.
I just don't think she also believes it was an apprentice.
Well, yeah, no,
Yeah,
I picked
like
up on
that's why I
that.
want to roll insight check for jealousy.
I picked up on that, but she was like 30 seconds ago. She was ridiculously worried, and now she's smirking and leaving the room. So I'm just
Yeah.
like
Well,
checking
she
that.
is
Yeah.
What's happening.
And needs to keep up appearance, I guess.
She, you can tell. Actually, give me no. You can immediately tell this from what you've seen. She was more worried about his physical health, that he could literally be dying. But with a cleric being there and saying he's apparently stable, as giving her a reprieve of being worried for the time being.
Okay, and she's just heading back out the door.
Yes.
I will follow after her then.
Okay. Do you try and catch up to her, or are you just going to follow?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you can catch her by the door.
I apologize for the intrusion. It was a bit of a emergency situation, and Argentile had given us the way back here. I know there's rules and things about people being in your college, and I apologize for having broken them.
I imagine there is reason for such course. You would not be here otherwise. Am I wrong?
That is correct, yes. Unfortunately,
Then
some
it is no
people-
problem.
Some people would prefer we'd not share the information, but
I can tell. And she kind of slightly turns her head back to where the rest of the group are. It seems obvious there are channels to go through. It is fine. I was more worried that my apprentice may be, from what you said, in peril. But he seems to be of body. His mind is there.
I hope so.
I'm glad that he is here, though. So I appreciate you of bringing him back.
Oh, fingers crossed he recovers quickly so I can smack him up the side of the head for being an idiot.
She kind of just scowls at you. I prefer you not do that to my apprentice.
How's it coming? Stupid bravery is always stupid.
She kind of slightly like nods her head to the side. It's like, And that is why I chose him. But it is as you please. He is his own person.
Well, I even so, I apologize for the intrusion, and I thank you for your understanding.
Well, I prefer if you do not stay here too long. They may cause disturbances with the pupils. There are a numerous amount of you who are not, well, not adept of this place.
Ulan's gonna shuffle uncomfortably for a minute and be like, was it sunrise or sunset? I can't remember.
Sunrise, yeah.
Would it be too much of an imposition if we stayed for breakfast? We've had a really long day.
You want those
She kind of
muffins?
looks at you, who's like a mess, and kind of like, I see no reason why food cannot be provided.
You do it once again, thank you. And Ulan will give her a respectful bow and I guess back into the room.
She kind of gives a curt nod. Be well. I do not know what befell you, but it
Well,
seems you did the right thing.
with any luck, it won't be befalling anyone else anytime soon.
I see. And she just begins strolling out again.
As soon as she's gone from view, Ulana's gonna duck back into the room and go, "Guys, come with me. It's urgent." And just like head back to the lift.
Everyone runs.
You guys run. The members of the Ashen Table stay.
Wait,
Yeah.
can I see that they're not coming?
You can definitely tell they're not coming, yeah.
In that, I'm not sure.
You're not sure what?
I'm not saying that. It's kind of looked like in the, as don't know, has yeah. So Avina generally is in a state where it's like he has no idea what to do, and is kind of slow to react to things.
We're in a room full of clerics and stuff, right?
Currently there's no clerics, it seems, at this point.
Or nurses or something.
There doesn't seem to. There seems to be another room at the end, away from the main doorway, which is currently closed.
I was under the impression we were in a hospital with nurses.
It seems to be a ward, but there doesn't seem to be anyone at this point.
Alright, well, I don't tell everyone to come follow me then. I will go. You say there's a door at the end?
Yeah.
I go to the door.
You can open it. Doesn't seem to be unlocked.
Doesn't seem to be unlocked. It doesn't seem to be locked.
Doesn't seem to be locked.
Okay, I'll just open the door.
Yeah. It's dark inside. Looks like it's an office. No one's in here at this point. But
Oh. Well, that changes things. I guess we'll stand around aimlessly waiting for someone to show up. Because we're not just going to leave him in the room.
You see that, and Booker's like, if you need to go, I will stay.
We don't need to go.
And
You
we
said
also
something was
have-
urgent.
the other thing.
No,
Well-
I wouldn't have said it was urgent if I was just abandoning him in an empty room.
Okay.
What other
Well-
thing?
We do have the other thing. The item to do to deal with.
Item?
I think she means the book.
Yes.
Aye.
And we're not taking it out anywhere
No,
in here.
it's-
It's secure right now, and anybody who wants it will have to get past my cold dead body first.
Well, I know where we're taking it.
I wondered.
Do?
thought
Yes, but
we should
we'll talk about that later.
figure out what we would do.
We have pressing matters, and the book is, if you say, in a safe place, we have some time.
As it can be.
Sorry, what was
safe
that? I
as
didn't
it
catch
can.
that.
I think I heard as safe as it can be for
Okay.
now, so I don't know.
You've put it in a
Just-
pocket plane, so
Yeah.
There's nothing that we can do at this exact moment. We're tired. We've used up pretty much all of the reserves that we have. And the headmaster has kindly offered us breakfast. So I don't know
But
about
then-
the rest of you, but I would like to sit down and eat something. If, Aaron, you'd be kind enough to make us all presentable. We don't want to make you seem bad by hanging out with a bunch of grubby.
That's gonna take a while.
Well,
at this
Think about it
point,
this way.
you
You
do
only
hear
have
someone
nine.
at the door of the main chamber. Kind of relatively loud clacking of footsteps. And coming around seems to be a middling woman, also in robes, with a hat on top as well, similar to Seraphina's, but instead more of a white, which is partially crooked, and you can see she's kind of got crumbs across her cheeks. Oh, there's people in here.
Are you a healer?
I am the nurse here. Why?
Patient.
Already?
This is Arcantile. He went to...
Arcantile Straticus?
Exactly, and he went to a weird plane thingy,
Where?
and his brain is all wonky.
She kind of looks at you very inquisitively, like, sorry?
This is Aaron. He is our cleric. He says his body is fine, but his mind is... we don't know.
She's kind of like slowly walking, and her eyes are kind of go wide when she sees the body, which is like, it's like damaged partially from it being damaged, but yeah. Her eyes just go wide, like, oh, no. Has Headmaster Cathix would should know about this. And she kind of just runs over and kind of like puts a hand on his head, checks his pulse.
The headmistress has been informed.
Oh.
She was just here.
Oh. Oh, alright then. Well, he's... and she kind of pulls out a stone. Not a magicite stone. It looks like it's more in the shape of a heart. And it seems to be beating, but it's crystalline. She kind of holds it out and places it over his chest. Whew. This will help mend his wounds, but you said something else is wrong with him?
Well, he's not conscious, or is it like his... It seems like he's seen something. Maybe we don't know, and we can't ask him.
Well, if it's traumatic, maybe he just needs time. A few things have happened, especially during summoning. A lot of people have collapsed and needed rest. That happens a lot here. Conjuration. Our eyes are still wide, looking at you guys like a bunch of warriors and messed up people.
Hi.
I'm Ulan, by the way. Hello.
Hi.
Savant?
Oh yeah, like Savant, Seren, you know Aaron, Serafina, we've got Ithelmore in the scary mask, Booker, Sergico, and Daniela, thank you. I was gonna say Nutella, and I knew that was wrong. Have I missed anyone?
Jenga.
Oh, Junga, yeah, I'm like, you can't see that I'm pointing at the various people. I literally, like, everybody I could see, I have pointed at and introduced.
No. Junga's crawled up into one of the beds himself and is kind of just very much in a cat position, like curled up and just laying on it.
Just, like, licking the back of his paw.
No, he's asleep.
Oh, okay. Oh, he's asleep. Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. Oh,
He got messed up.
Apparently, you've got a pet as well as a patient.
Oh, no, pet the kid.
I know, it's like a freaking resist the urge.
You guys looking over can tell he's clutching one of Rose's axes that he's.
Man.
But yeah, that's where he is.
Oh. There you are, feels. I was wondering where you've got to.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry, I'm Celeste. Are you all gonna be staying here? You all look pretty bad. Do I need to take care of all of you as well?
Well,
My shift has
most of
just started. I don't want this much work already.
Most
I
of us
mean-
can probably take care of ourselves, and I think
We'll be fine. I think they need your attention more than we do.
I think we should prescribe ourselves a wee breakfast.
Yes, most of the students have been finishing up at this point. There's probably still some of the research is still in there, but apart from that, most of the students have gone. So there won't be too much disturbances if you do go, but I do suggest don't go up into the study rooms. Stay down here, and it
Try
kind of
not
looks
to
like
scare
none
anyone.
of you are actually wearing robes of the college. It's like you may want to speak with the reception.
Yeah, that's on the list of things to do. That's on the way to breakfast.
Well, they are. Well, they are my guests.
Your guests.
Yes.
She kind of looks down at you. It's like, oh.
Well, and Arkansas,
Well,
I guess,
I'm,
technically.
Well, if you're here for Arkantel, that he's not conscious, but you're here, so
Either way, the polite thing to do is to talk to reception and let them know that we're in here. I mean, there's probably like I don't know, if there was a fire and we all have to assemble and check us off.
it would be put out pretty quickly.
Like signed in and stuff. So
There's contingencies for that.
aye,
We should still check in.
we should.
Let's
You
let's
should.
go and let the woman work.
Are the
so-
action tables still not budging?
Apart from the one that's asleep, the one that's unconscious, and Sachiko, so Daniela and Booker, they do get up and move with you guys.
Okay.
He's out,
Oh, okay.
and he's hurt, and
Yes.
I wouldn't.
Cool.
I'm not gonna wake him.
Surgical.
Yes,
There's nothing we can do from him right now.
I know.
Let's boot up our strength, and then we can come back.
She's kind of stuck in a dilemma of.
Sarah will elbow Aaron.
I was gonna say I'm just gonna look at Aaron and just be like,
I don't know. The thing is that, Aaron understands that if people need time, then you don't have to rush them to do whatever you want them.
True.
oh I know, but like it's not like
As a note as
We're not
well,
giving it time,
she is
like-
completely undisguised at this point, so she is full ears and tails. She hasn't actually realised at this point.
That's
well,
gonna
no
attract
one's gonna. That'll be rude to point it out.
Yeah, but as a note,
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you,
she
need,
could.
if you need some time, we can bring you some food.
I
fine.
was about to say.
she kind of gives you this kind of joyous smile. It's like, thank you, Alan. Thank you.
Important question, Surgical. Have you ever had muffins before?
At the college here, yes.
Do you like them? Was that like an indifferent noise?
Yeah. I
The one
prefer
looks
the
like he's just been personally insulted.
I prefer the soup.
Ulan's just gonna like stand there for like half a second and then just like turn and leave. Just like peace out.
Anything will do. Just something.
Right, well, I'm leading the way to breakfast.
But I'm walk over to her and put a hand on her shoulder because they don't know her well, so I don't wanna just hug her. But doing the supportive
Yes, darling.
thing.
Yes, darling. What do we need?
Well, just wanted to say that he will be fine because he is the place where he can get the most help.
Well, I just want to help him.
I think we all want to. I don't want to lose another one. Oh my god. Oh, I'm already starting to cry. That's gonna be a long session.
We'll try. Well, I'll try to stay strong for the time being. He's helped me out a lot, so this is the most I can do for him. Now, go get some food. We've been in the Underdark for a very long time. You probably need it.
Alright, I guess we'll just follow Ulan out then.
Ulan's just waiting in the corridor, impatiently tapping his foot.
Book has gone out with you. Daniela's kind of seems to also know where she is. And if Aaron hasn't, Daniela will clean some people off with prestidigitation.
Oh,
That
nice.
would attract less attention.
No blood stains on our shiny
So
armor.
is everybody who's coming, like, have they left the infirmary now?
Yes.
Yes.
Savant had already left. He basically,
Yeah.
like, as soon as he left, it was like,
Alright,
okay.
As soon as Ulan sees Savant coming out, he's just gonna, like, there's just gonna be a moment of hesitation, and then he's gonna be like, Savant, have you seen the lift thingy?
You see his face go red.
It's so cool. You
Which
put your hand on the thing and it just takes you to the place.
is in the background, moving up currently.
Like, literally his eyes follow the lift as it goes up, like, with a face of disdain.
Coming up as in it's just like reached this floor.
You guys are going on the bottom floor, so it's going up.
Oh, we're on the bottom floor.
Yeah, you guys are on the bottom floor.
Okay. Okay, then in that case, Ulan will just, like, go slightly sad that he's not gonna get to you.
And there's still dozens of students moving through.
I guess we will, like, stay aside. If there's, like, a big crowd of folks, then we're not gonna just, like...
It's not the hundreds it was previously, but it's down to about half the amount. So yeah, you can move through pretty safely.
I will
Also,
lead everyone
Savant-
to the canteen.
Also, Savant will walk around mumbling. I could make a lift. If they're,
I
if they're
just-
called.
I believe the technical term is arcane elevator.
Magic.
Which is very funny out of character, because I literally got that skill now as a woman maker.
It's actually just known as an elevator.
Arcane elevator.
This is the only type of elevator.
Who's arguing with me?
Booker.
I'm just gonna glare at Booker. Arcane elevator.
Booker, just
Sounds
drop
cooler.
it.
Fair enough. I imagine you've been here before then, Ulan.
I have.
That explains a few things.
So,
Wait,
not to sound
can,
like a...
can I do an insight to see if to tell if I've just been insulted or not?
Yeah, sure.
That explains a few things. What do you mean by that?
What do you think? 16. He seems to be more referring to your fascination with a few things, including muffins.
Well, as long as he understands, then that's fine.
Basically, he's saying it's cute.
Yeah. Wow.
That's fine.
Um,
I mean, that's like standard for Ulan,
which
so, I mean,
you guys are walking down the main thoroughfare, which is this beautiful corridor, just laden with doors. Some on upstairs into the wall, others are directly either side of you, and all of them have names marked into them, which is very odd. And all of them are different designs. Not all of them are this very neat stone doorway. Some of them are wooden, which is odd. Some of them have gold trims. Some of them are literally made out of metals. And they all have different names in them, which Ulan and Seraphina, you guys know what they are.
Are these the teleportation circle rooms?
Yes. Which goes down for several hundred feet before you eventually reach both the entranceway to your left and the main hall directly ahead of you, which has a little bit of bustle inside still, but seems to have died down.
Whereabouts is reception relative to where we are?
It's to the left towards the main entrance.
Okay, yeah, Ulan's gonna head over there and find the reception ladies.
Yeah, you can see from the distance that there is again 2 people there.
So,
Armor.
I'm just gonna head over. And just be like, hello.
I will, as we go over there, explain to the others because I'm a wizard and have, because wizard whatever something, I don't remember exactly, that they're my guests and therefore I have the responsibility.
Well, you haven't accepted yet, so you're not entirely.
Well,
Well,
kinda ish.
He's treating it that way at least.
You go across, and Booking does follow. And immediately, one of the receptionists is like, "Oh, welcome to the Arcanum College. Is this your first time here?"
It's not mine, but some of these other people that are here for the first time.
Oh, this is an interesting group.
We're guests of Arcantile thingy. I can't remember his last name. Off the top of my head.
Her eyes go wide again, as well as the other receptionists. It's like,
we're here with the headmaster's permission as well. She was kind enough to let us, recuperate and have breakfast. But we just wanted to let you know in case there's.
She kind of like just slowly nods, like, interesting. Of course, if that is Arcantile and the headmistress. Well, okay then. How many of you have already been here? One.
Myself, Seraphina, I guess. Walker. Have you? And Daniela?
Yes. This is where I first met Arcantile, and Daniela studied here.
Fair enough. So 4 of us out of more than 4.
Did you say Seraphina? Is this Seraphina
I
Weatherby?
so she can see who I am.
Oh, just like sees the hat and you kind of like hopping up. Oh, Miss Weatherby. There was a request from you a couple of months ago.
Oh, the letter I got? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. The letter I got, yes.
Oh, you did get it. Good. We were
Yeah, I
worried
would
that
have
you didn't receive yours.
Earlier, but some other things happened.
There was no expiry date, but we were worried that something may have happened to you.
We were just a wee bit busy saving the world. No big deal.
The reason is of no cause. And then she turns back towards Seraphina. If you would be happy to accept it, just go and speak with the headmistress, and she will rearrange your position.
I do want to accept it, and I have to talk with her anyway, so that
Excellent.
makes it more convenient.
For the rest of you, I imagine you require some level of access. Or will you be following Miss Weatherby?
I imagine Miss Weatherby will want to do at least some things without an entourage. So some basic level of access would be great. The canteen for starters, and
Of course.
probably want to visit
The canteen is available for those who have been allowed inside. For any access above on the other floors, however, will you be needing that?
Well, we'll need to be able to. Well, the infirmary was down on this floor, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So I don't believe we'll need that right now.
Excellent. In that case, you just need to receive your mark of entry, and then you should be fine for the time being.
Oh yeah, the nightclub stamp. Okay, got about that.
Please extend your hand.
Islan holds his hand out, but also looks at everyone as like, "Watch what I'm doing. This is how it's done."
Wow.
And she opens a box, takes out a small crystal, and kind of waves it over your hand, and a sigil imprints itself onto the back of your hand.
Savant clumsily starts taking off his gauntlets and his glove underneath, like.
Yeah, it takes a couple of moments, and the rest of you receive the same marking. Seraphini, you don't.
I was about to say some are privileged.
Privileged. Daniela does, though.
Does Booker?
Yeah, Booker does as well.
Wait, what?
Interesting.
Because Daniela's a maid, but she, yeah. Anyway, but yes, I think everything is now in order. If you have any other questions, I'll be happy to answer.
That's much appreciated, thank you.
You are welcome. I hope your time here in the Arcanum College is of your satisfaction. And then she leaves you to your business.
Ulan's gonna wait like just enough seconds to not be impolite, and then he's gonna start walking for the canteen.
Which is probably a little too long anyway, but... But yes, you head off to this huge opening of a doorway. It's like 50 feet up, and it's like a 20-foot wide entryway. And Ulan just strolls in. You see a few stragglers of students leaving, but it's not many at this point. It's only about maybe 5 or 10 at a time.
Okay, most important role of the game.
Nice.
It is a buffet of delicacies of morning and brunch, laden of both pastries and bakery goods, as well as cooked and otherwise. It's laid across in various tables.
Very important question for the guy from Griffin. Is there ale?
You want breakfast beer?
You want breakfast beer? Unfortunately, Villain doesn't have that sort of thing. There is juices.
Confused at the banquet. Like what?
There is juices, but there is no alcohol, especially for students in a school.
Well, remember he comes from dwarf capital.
Yes, that is very true. Dwarves get it at a young age.
Also,
So
he
then
looks at you like, what the
even-
hell is that?
But Savant, one thing you do notice, Savant, is this room has been lit by floating lights, just scattered across the ceiling, just floating and shifting across in various directions. All of mostly the same color, of just a vibrant white, white yellow. But there's other colors shifting between, of faint purples, blues, reds, kind of just giving a nice morning glow to the area.
Someone just get the overload of like, what is happening with this world? Where am I?
Yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff. And the food is just there. It doesn't seem to be produced by anything. There's no waiters. It's just there.
What is the largest plate that Ulan can find?
Do they come with like those trays? You can use that.
You could probably There is a few of the discs, which...
Wait, the trolley discs.
Yeah, there's a few of those trolley
I don't-
discs
not
off to
that,
the side.
I just want like a decently sized plate.
Okay. I was like, you
I'm
could
gonna
use that,
take
but...
2 of them, and I'm gonna have one in his hand and one balanced on his arm. And
Okay.
I'm just gonna I'm gonna raise
One
the
is full
buffet,
with
but across
muffins?
2. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. There's gonna be like a sweet plate and a savory plate. And
Sure.
I'm just gonna like raid the buffet, but like having been here before, I know that I'm gonna need more than one plate of stuff.
And those watching, as soon as Ulan like takes like a handful of like 20 muffins, it seems to not diminish the muffins actually on display. It seems to be exactly the same amount that was previously, maybe more. You're not sure.
Wait, the plate? How big is the actual
The
plate of muffins?
baskets that you're taking from.
Is it like, how big is the basket?
It's pretty big. It's like a proper like lunch basket.
How full is the canteen right now? Is it
Not
mostly
empty.
empty?
Give me a perception check.
Sonic.
All the rolls at Ulan today. It's gonna be fun. 13. Not a lot of people. There's only about maybe 10, 20 people max.
So I'm gonna finish loading up my 2 plates, and then I'm just gonna grab the basket of muffins and take that with me as well.
Yeah, you can take it.
Yeah.
Asshole.
Just to a nearby table.
Okay. There is other baskets of muffins, so you're not taking all the muffins. But yes, you take one basket.
It's a magical refilling basket of muffins, and this is a scientific experiment to see if it still
Apparently.
works at our table.
It's like a chemical basket of muffins.
Yeah. And yeah, you guys watch and indulge yourself on the best food you've had in the last
Well,
month. Like,
Would first find food or collect some food for Sejika.
of course. Aaron will
We've
probably
got a
assist
basket
you.
of muffins. She doesn't like muffins. Is there breakfast soup?
Yeah. It's obviously not Eastern styled, it's Western. But yeah, there's warm, very thin, not heavy, but thin
Is
soup.
it like French onion soup kind of thing?
Yeah.
Ulan will get some of that out of pure curiosity.
And it's all good. None of it seems to have gone cold, which is surprising because she said all the students have left, so you would have imagined it would have gone cold, but it's just right. There's no skin building on top. It's kind of just smooth all the way through. It is
Someone
almost
feels
like
weird.
magic.
Clearly someone has cast Melv's Goldilocks kitchen.
It's a 7th level spell.
Everything's just right.
Savant is basically like, he's like the person first time someone tastes like organ soup. Like, it's like, it's interesting, it's good, but it's so weird, and like, sugar is like a rare import for him. Like,
Actually, no, Serafina, can you give me a perception check? Okay,
Nope.
never mind. Yeah, you just see other mages around in their robes.
Savant is eats.
Can I
I've
see?
realized
Can I
I
see
may
if
actually
any of
get
my
one.
friends that I was stalking are in here
Oh no!
from last time?
Sure, give me another check. Sure. Yeah.
No,
Creep.
You are so focused on muffins,
that's fine.
considering these are the first muffins you've had in a month.
I'm gonna have made sure that Darren and Senegira are on opposite sides of me,
Okay.
and every time I reach for a muffin, I grab 2 and I put 1 to each side, and then I get mine. So they're like, it's kind of like trying to keep like match drinks with a Viking, but you're matching muffins.
It's like, here's your muffins, here's mine.
Here's mine. Yep, I'm up.
Alright. Senator is very interested because this is like the first time he's had fresh pastries.
Probably also like excess of sugar.
Yeah, they're very sweet.
Like
No, it
Savant is
depends.
like,
Some of them will be savoury.
Some of them
They'll
will
be
be
like
savoury.
cake ones.
Which is, it is a delicacy here. And he has been treated to a level he's never even seen before. same for you, Saren. This is like kind of weird. Like, you were getting used to the dwarven food, and now this is like ridiculous. Like, this is
It's not necessarily weird. I mean, she grew up in Volstead. I'm
No,
sure
this
it
is
wasn't
weird.
Is it weird? Okay.
This is weird shit. Like, this is like you've seen kind of this. Like, oh yeah, I've seen that type of stuff before, and then you try it, and it's like 3 times as good. And it's fresh. It's like it's just come out of the oven. It is so weird. It's like you've just been served this dish. Every single time you eat some of it, it's like, and you're like, I'm just going to leave it for a bit and it's going to go cold. It's like, no, it doesn't go cold. And you guys spent a better part of 20 minutes, 30 minutes just reacquainting yourself to the flavors that your tongue has not experienced in a while from the rations you've had.
One's right hand will start to shake for a sugar rush.
You don't know how to deal with this.
What is this? He would like to say to Aaron. Aaron, it may have been something in the Underdark, but my hand is shaking. Do you know what it could be? Like, you've seen it eat sweet stuff.
I've seen this before.
Well, to be fair, I've never been in the Underdark before, so I don't know if there's anything that can cause your hands to shake.
You've seen in the temple Naomi having a little too much sugar. She kind of jitters, similar to this.
Oh yes, that's very serious. You need to sit for 2 hours for it to pass.
I need to do what for 2 hours?
Just need to sit down.
Okay.
I thought you meant he needed to poop for like 2 hours.
Well.
And
Serafina, are you guys taking the food back, or are you going to eat first and then take it back?
Yeah, just eat a little bit and then go up.
Okay.
I would have gone with the plate first, and then come back to the in a bunch.
I'm bringing second.
Alright, I'll say for brevity's sake, you guys finish eating, and you're going to head back to the infirmary.
Yeah.
Are we gonna head back to the infirmary?
I have no idea.
Or are we gonna, like, some of us go to the infirmary and some of us do other things?
Or some of us are following the doctor's orders.
Oh yeah.
There's up for you. Booker is not talking at this point, he is just eating. He kind of gives you a knowing nod, Ulan. Kind of. Yeah, give me an insight to see if you actually understand what he's talking about. Oh, looking at you.
Is it just mutual muffin appreciation?
You have. It must be. Yeah.
Totally.
And he just carries on eating. And then eventually leaves and heads off towards, you imagine, the infirmary.
The infirmary.
Someone will ask a very important question while we eat, actually. So, I know we are in the Arcanum College now. Is that an island? Like, where are we?
It's in the city of Cliffridge, and we are on Valin.
We have a map so I can get some reference.
Yes, Ulan has. No, wait, he has a map of Griffin. Do I have one? I have a world map.
You have a world map.
I'll pull out my world map. And what? Just like with one hand while eating a muffin. Just like spread it out on the table.
It's probably like more of a scroll at this point.
What?
But it's more like a scroll and you unravel it, but yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. I forget my camera's not on. I was miming.
We'll set 2 pairs of salt and pepper shakers on each side so it gets stale.
Yeah, exactly. No, I use muffins in the corners.
Nice.
We've got an abundance. And I will do all of this with one hand while eating another muffin. And then when I finish that muffin, I will get another muffin and continue to do it one-handed.
It is a trick and a half. It's like unravel, muffin, muffin, muffin.
I have a dex of 20, I can manage it.
You can do that, yeah. And you can see this very similar to the map that I've produced.
And I'll point things out with my mouth full.
So basically, like general, like point,
So like we're there. There's King's Arch. I'm from there. You live there. There's the Emerald Sea. That place is shit.
And the giant ocean in between the two
Let
continents.
I put a Devil's Landing, and I'm like, people from there run away a lot.
Like it's
Yeah, no, actually they do. Yeah.
So Phoenix from there, ish. And yeah,
she
just
will correct him and point where it actually is.
well, I just like waved my hand vaguely.
It's like over there.
Over there.
Yeah.
And I can even point out the Mirror Forge because that's. If
Yeah.
it's not on the map already, I would have marked it on the map.
Okay,
While we were
yeah.
at Mirror Forge, because like that's the whole point of the map anyway.
So then, do you know where Sun Gulch is?
Well, what is?
The Sun Gulch is?
Sun Gulch, the place where Eri told you about.
Do I know that?
Give
I've got
me an intelligence
Is that on
check,
Griffin or is that on Berlin?
because it's going to be a while ago.
Is that on Berlin or is it on Griffin?
It is on Valoon.
On Berlin. Okay. Yeah. I'll do an intelligence check then.
Yeah,
This will not go well.
because you've never been there.
Ooh.
18, but you do remember seeing a sign when you were traveling from Woodfell to Mistwick. There was a sign saying Sun Gulch.
Oh, yeah, by the lake. Yeah, I'll point that out.
Yeah, and that's when you remember. It's like, oh yeah, over by the lake.
Just as like an OOC question.
Yeah.
Are we assuming that Ulan went straight from the monastery to Meadowside?
I imagine you like when I go across the countryside. You probably didn't care about roads.
Okay, so I might have gone near Sun Gulch.
Yeah, you might have gone near the Sun
Because
Gulch.
if it's like we go as the crow places. Or I might have done Mystic, I guess.
Hmm.
Okay.
Just want to get some knowledge about that.
Yeah, you might remember there was a town right by the lakeside.
Yeah, because our author fights a friend, professor is from there. If I'm now stuck in Berlin, I will need some spark powder.
Well, you're not stuck in Berlin necessarily. We can get you home if you want.
We can. But
Well, it was more to say that I'm literally nearly out of ammo, and that's gonna take some time to make.
trust me, we can find you spark
Oh.
water.
Yeah, we can absolutely do that. But that
But like
seems like
Sarah
Sarah, where I come from, we use it from mining. For Pete's sake, we can find you spark powder.
Well,
It's a
apparently
long
everything
story.
is in abundance at
I,
this Berlin. And is everything so nicely tempered?
No.
some parts are a bit cold, some parts are a bit hot, but
Actually, comparison to Griffin, this is like amazing. Like constant 20s.
Wow.
It's like, ooh.
It's kind
Coming
of
from a
like it
basically Arctic
Yeah,
country,
compared to
It's
Arctic
from-
temperatures and the Underdark, which was,
Well,
yeah, single digits.
know the outside how that actually feels, because I assume that the college area is in a
Yeah,
comfortable
it's got
kind of-
aircon, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
it's literally a giant tiny hut, which is
yeah. That's why I said. Is it always so nicely tempered?
No.
Depends on where you are and how the weather is. They are, well, using a lot of magic in this place.
Well, not to say, but
A
is
lot.
Valley normally warmer than Griffin?
I would, yeah.
A little
Griffin's
bit, yes.
Fucking cold.
Well, this may be a problem for me coming from basically an Arctic country, as I understand.
yeah. Actually, at this point, you probably have taken off your cloaks as
Yeah,
a point.
my travel is like I'm sitting down for 2 hours.
There are less mountains.
Oh, yeah, it's cold up on on my plateau. Isn't warm.
Hmm.
It's probably like Griffin temperature. Oh, hang on, my door's buzzing.
Berlin is a lot more varied in its temperature.
And you travel on the surface.
There are no underroads.
He looks a bit confused. Well, that's a silly problem. I was used to the surface anyway. He looks confused with you. I remember reading something.
You'll
You
get
have
used
more
to it.
clouds, right? And stuff like rain?
You will
We do actually have weather,
experience.
yes.
Well, normally it just snow where on top of Griffin.
Snow and sleet.
It depends on the season and where you are.
He looks very like, it's gonna take some time to get used to.
It'll be fine, don't worry.
Sorry about that.
Literally got the reindeer confused about weather.
You'll see.
So, I suppose all of this does raise an important question, unless the question has literally come up in the last 2 minutes. Savant and Senegir, we kind of abducted you from your continent a wee bit. Are you alright with that?
I always wanted to go to Berlin. As I
Senator
told you
does
before.
say he's not sure at this point. He's thinking about it.
Well, we travelled to Griffin by ship from King's Arch, so if you feel the need to return, then we can have that arranged.
You do remember that the reason you got that ship was because of the King's Guild.
Yeah, but we can pay them if need be, for lots of money.
You can pay someone.
Well, we did.
Well,
At
what
that
I
time.
mean is we are aware it is possible to sail from King's Arch to the place.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
So another question then: do you guys have like a place? Do you have like homes, apartments, or do you always live in taverns? Or
We
We're gonna need
some
a
of us
house.
have places. Wait, what? You want to move in together?
Yes, love. The thing is, we can't stay. All of us can't stay at the King's Guild headquarters anymore.
Well, I mean that's a whole conversation unto itself, right?
I wouldn't mind help out. I'm sort of like a hobbyist architect and everything.
Well, I
Ulan?
do have a
Okay.
home, but that's on Elm, so that's a little.
Ulan looks a little bit
Little.
uncomfortable about the house suggestion.
Far away. It would make things easier, but I'm used to traveling.
I mean, yeah, we can look into it. I mean, we don't know what's next for us.
No,
really.
it's worth
I
thinking
mean,
of at least.
I
You
know
know-
what I want to do. I don't know. I'm not. Am I an official member of the Broken Compass? How does this work?
Oh,
Like-
well,
I
I
would
mean, I
Technically, I
guess.
was
it's-
just hired, right?
I mean, I guess.
Technically, you're now out of my jurisdiction.
And then you
You're
go
like-
back.
The entry requirement was saving the world, so
Yeah,
you're good.
That's. I know I was trying to impress you at the beginning.
What?
That's like quite steep bar to trying to impress someone.
And,
we have
and
very
yet you
exacting
succeeded.
standards.
So, I mean, yeah, I suppose so. And we don't really.
If you want to.
To be honest, I mean, we've only known each other for a few weeks, really,
A month.
couple of months, maybe.
Maybe.
A month and a half about?
Maybe
what-
yeah,
what
like
day-
six weeks, something like that. I think. Ambi?
Days.
Each month is 4 weeks. And
So,
Month-
but
month
like,
and a
how long
half-ish.
have we known each other?
well,
6
for
weeks?
literally a month at this point.
Yeah.
Just over. Just over.
Yeah, we have a month of break too, so that's
Yeah, you had a month break, but then you met Savant at the beginning of the month.
Yeah, no,
Ju-
I
just to
meant like
say,
how long
guys-
has the Broken Compass been together?
Oh yeah.
Ah.
Oh yeah, you've been together for like 2
Yeah, I
months. No, 3 months now actually.
3 months.
3 months.
We've known each other for a few months, and we're talking about getting a house together. I mean, you know. Well, we can certainly. I don't even know how you do that.
We'd have to get back to King's Arch
Oh.
with something, I'm sure.
Hey.
Well, I mean, if we're gonna we could look around Cliffridge. We could. I mean, we know people. We saved people in Woodfell, which is just up the road, and Meadowside, and they were both nice. So I mean,
Well,
You
we
don't-
can just, well, look at it like a tavern, maybe. So we always have a place to stay, but don't have to pay or something.
Well,
I don't know.
you mean like a crash pad in King's Arch or something? Or do you mean, because like in King's Arch, technically, if we're visiting King's Arch, we
Well,
can
it
stay
is the
somewhere.
capital.
But yeah, but like I imagine capital is expensive. I don't know. I don't know how these things work. I come from a monastery in the mountains.
It depends. Do you want like a house or an apartment?
I
don't
I
know how
would
your
be-
country's prices work, but houses are super expensive in my country.
I would be fine with a tent in the woods. So I mean, what would we even need? in a
Savan
place?
basically nods to your creation like a tent in the woods, like like I don't know what I don't know much about woods, but I know what a tent is.
With some of the activities, God, this is sounding so wrong, that some of us have, I would suggest a house, but doesn't have to be directly in the capital, but can always be a little bit outside if there is
Well, and
small towns.
Ulan's shuffling a little uncomfortably as he says this, but
I know.
you're wanting to spend time at the college, right? So
I have some things I need to do, yes.
perhaps it would be best for everyone if we found somewhere to live near Cliffreach rather than King's Arch.
Well, I wouldn't want to live away from King's Arch. I have things there.
Unless we find somewhere in between the two. Like,
There's
what was that town we passed through after the
Vigil
Yeah, that's the one.
on the other side of the mountain.
Which was
I
literally
believe-
a citadel.
We don't know where we'd start, right? You know, who would we talk to? I mean, we can ask around.
Do you have any good connections? You said you have saved the one
Well,
once.
we've saved a few people. We can probably talk to oh crap, what's the guy at the lodge place for the
Archie.
King's Guild?
Archie's the guild
yeah, Archie.
leader.
He might be able to point us in the right direction. I mean, we did save the king, so there's that. So that might
Yes,
open some
yeah.
doors to us. But we saved Woodfell and Meadowside. We helped save Mistwick, which got pretty fucked up. So there might be some cheap places there, I guess.
We
Wow, that's
I mean, and I'm sure there's probably like some places that aren't currently inhabited, even. Because
well,
the inhabitants are no longer alive. So
and generally we actually help save King's Arch.
yeah, we saved King's Arch as well. So like, it's an
It
option.
helped because other were involved.
But like, yeah, we've got some prestige that we can trade in on. Damn, that student in the background is really annoying.
It's a little
Sorry,
gnome.
the Jawas were apparently overactive today.
You suddenly see you
So
suddenly
little
see
gnome.
you suddenly see Savan's face go like ghost white. Like cold sweat start to run down him.
Oh, is he having a sugar crash?
No.
But as Roland
Well, it
said,
may
there's
also be that.
options.
I mean,
Guys,
well, since we,
Well,
what's wrong?
What?
I know you guys. I know you said have a familiar and all, but we have 2 animals stuck in another
oh no!
continent.
Oh crap, lag.
Oh,
Yes, and
fuck.
also
Wait.
yeah.
Wait. Well, yeah, I know, but like, so obviously, once we found a place to live, retrieving your companion and lag is on our list of priorities, right? So we need
Right.
to find a
After
house.
that, go and pick Steve up.
Exactly. We're gonna need a stable for Lag and Steve. What else are we gonna need in this hypothetical house of ours? Like a workshop for Savant, I guess.
Well, a workshop would be good in
And,
general for masons.
A library for Serafina, like a library study page,
The training room so we can keep our combat skills sharp.
or at least a training courtyard outside. I mean, where
Something,
I'm
yeah.
from, we did all that kind of stuff out in the open air.
Well, I don't know how dangerous your country is, but a watchtower wouldn't be bad. Or like at least a top
But
building on top of it.
it depends whether we're getting a place in the city that's an apartment, or if we're getting a place
Well, yeah, I guess.
in some towns.
But you was talking about outskirts of a town, and
Which
outskirts are never.
yeah, if we're on the edge of a place, then that's definitely.
As you guys are talking, Aaron, can you give me a perception check just to hear what you hear? Hear what you hear? See what you hear.
Spells who could help with that.
For protection.
I know at least, but that is on a smaller scale. But it can, if we ask it, probably be done in a bigger scale. There is.
I'm sure there's even people we could hire to set up defenses and stuff, right?
I don't think you would. I know quite a contraption I was thinking about for like a couple of years now. That is, that would set off alarm. Would be heard like a mile away.
If we're, let's not worry about defenses and contraptions before we decided where we're going.
No, but
well, what do we defend against?
Exactly. I mean, if we're in the like.
Really?
Yeah,
like someone just looks super confused. Like, we're living on the outskirts of town. You know how dangerous that is, right?
No, I mean, like, it's fine.
I mean, even if we're surprised, most of us can, like, send many people.
It's not like there's giants around here to cause us problems. So.
Yes. So it's basically like, what?
It's too warm. They can't be bothered. They're just going out. Let's just remember the thing, Lee. And he just turns to Daniela.
Yeah, Daniela is still there. Book is gone, but yeah, Daniela's there.
Weren't we supposed to collect a reward from you?
I said that is if you come north. But yes, I did say something about that.
We're further north than we were when you said that? Sorry,
I was referring to our home.
What about is that again?
And you still got the map out?
Yeah.
And she points pretty much the northern point of Berlin, up in the land of Uvlad.
I will mark that on the map.
Here. It's where Booker and I come from. It's a little chilly, so Mr. Savant, you'll be more suitable there, as well as there being giants.
Well, that is something I know. Mountains, coldness, and giants.
As well as snow. A lot of snow.
Ambi, which city is Ambril?
Which one's which?
Ambril.
Ambril?
Yep. Or is that a month? Never mind.
Ambril is a month. Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I was confused.
You know, Ambril is a month. Ambril is the second to last month of the year. Third to last. Wait. Yeah. Where's my list?
I guess the other thing
second to last.
to think about, and this is a very mercenary mindset, but we did just save the world. Is there anyone who'd give us money for that?
Well, technically they don't know, but
if you would like everyone to panic that there's an evil monstrosity trying to break through, then
I know what we can do to get money. We can write a book about it.
Oh God, no.
Yeah, let's write a book about the hidden dangerous artifact.
well,
I think there's already enough books about the subject.
Right?
As the only person here from the Ashen Table, I would say no.
And it can easily get in the hands of something with ill intent.
You don't need to be exact the same thing.
Yeah, I think there's already enough books on this particular subject, and they're all bad.
I would say you have the respect of the Ashen Table, and most likely the Oracle as well.
Would the Ashen Table perhaps be able to help us setting ourselves up with a piece of operations?
I don't know much, but from what Book has told me, we're more of a, I guess you would say, secret organization. No one really knows about us.
Oh, I'm not suggesting that.
I would suggest keeping the name minimal. Just.
I meant more like in terms of like, is one of them like a real estate agent at King's Arch or something? I don't know.
He kind of thinks for a second. Give me an insight.
An insight check.
Yeah. Because her face is not the most. I will do overall against this because. She has a 1.
Oh my god, is one of them a real estate agent?
18. She kind of looks off into the distance and it's just like, you're not sure what impression she's giving off. It's.
You're just trying to look like.
We're mysterious. And she kind of just gives you just an empty smile, and then goes back to her food.
Well, if you are back on the entire like real estate, I can maybe ask around in the guilds if you have guilds here. I know we do trades with guild members from Berlin.
That'd definitely help with building or refurbishing a place when we've got somewhere.
Well, maybe I can ask around if they know any real trades. At least the carpenter could know, right?
Sorry to be nosing. You're talking about housing?
We're trying to find a way to make our association a bit more formal, I guess.
Well, and expenses?
As one of the noble houses of Livland, your best option is to speak with a lord of an area. They usually control land ownership.
Alright, thank you.
So, it depends where you want to go, really. But, yeah. I can only really help you up north.
I wouldn't mind that.
And I've been away for a while, so I don't know what the situation currently is.
Yeah, man, I'm not saying anything.
Well, perhaps before the next time the world needs saving, we could take some time and make some inquiries. Ask around the King's Guild. We could ask reception here at the college who we'd need to talk to. We know the mayors of Woodfell and Middleside quite well.
Oh, I would also like to send a letter.
Oh, we can do that from King's Arch, easy enough.
Oh, yeah.
That was another thing that I was thinking. The muffins helped my brain really well. The shop here at the college, right, is where we got our magicite stones the last time. Do we want any extra ones? Because since we're here, I mean...
Magicite can have everything, right? Or mostly?
I think it's mostly arcane, not divine stuff.
Can they do that fight thing that Aaron Mage did once or twice?
The what thing?
The silent thing where Ari went silent?
Yeah, I imagine that's
I think
something
it's
we
a
could make.
wizard spell too, so
Yes.
So, yeah.
Because there's a couple of bits of magic that affected me the last few days that I would quite like to affect me again.
That was weird.
You know, we
I would
have
like
a
to
word for
affect
that
me
in
again.
Gnomish, and it's called phrasing.
It's called what?
Phrasing?
Not doing phrasing anymore.
Well, I'll leave you guys to finish your call. I should get back to the rest. And she takes a muffin and leaves.
Don't disappear on us, alright? We all need to speak before we go our separate ways.
I am sure Booker needs to talk with you all as well.
We also have the stone still now.
And, well, you're the ones currently holding on to the book, so...
There's that as well. Yeah.
We're probably not going anywhere while you have it.
Speaking of the book, I think I could create a safe container for it now.
Probably not discuss that in the canteen.
Well, it's almost empty.
It is. There's about 10 people in this giant hall, yeah.
But that's probably a conversation for when everyone's here. And we're in Arcantile's office, maybe.
How? Just out of curiosity, is this container maybe waterproof? And how big is it?
Container?
What container?
What Aaron talked about.
Oh no, I just gonna kind of cast a spell on a container to make it.
Yeah, he has to actually get a container first.
Would a water skin work?
It's also kind of to...
Well, we can buy something from the shop. I mean, if we're going to be able to get a container for a book, it's probably going to be at the student store.
That sort of container, like container?
Yeah. We can probably do a wee bit of shopping, like get some magicite stones.
Well, apparently Doctor told us I need to sit there for
I also...
1 hour and 40 minutes.
I'll give you a piggyback.
And there may be some spells I want to pick up while I'm here.
I would like to see if somebody is here at the college as well before we go.
Okay.
So we should probably spend the day just ambling around and pottering and figure things out.
So...
And then check in and see how Arkan's doing.
I will, with the things, depending on how the whole thing goes with the invitation I got and how long the getting new spells take.
Well, you can work that one out.
Which does cost money, and I don't have that currently on me.
Well, yeah, we can worry about that when we get to it. But
It was for spell learning.
Yeah. We've got enough money, so we'll figure out the logistics of it. Like,
Yeah,
when we
I
get
won't
to
worry
it,
about the
actually.
money while you guys are here.
Yeah.
So, I imagine you guys are going to leave the canteen. So I'm going to say you guys are heading to the infirmary, you guys splitting up.
I'm gonna go to the reception first.
Okay.
Just
yeah.
like quickly. And are we all going to the infirmary after that, or are we gonna split up to the shop? And does Seraphina want to go off and do her thing?
I have other things I want to do first.
Okay.
Yes.
So you're not going to the infirmary, basically, is?
Yeah, I'm saying infirmary or somewhere else, basically.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think we're splitting up and going to different places. So.
Okay. So infirmary. Okay, actually, who's not going to the infirmary? Let's do that.
I'm not going to the infirmary.
Okay.
Okay, then also
Savant's
Savant
probably
isn't
coming
going.
with me, yeah.
Okay.
Savant isn't going because you get in figure back, right?
True.
Get it wrong.
I'm gonna take Saren with me as well, just because she will be so bored in the infirmary.
Oh gosh.
Thank you.
Alright.
I'll tag along with Lan.
So the only one going to the infirmary is Aaron.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Francisco is.
That's true.
Which makes sense, yeah.
Wow.
I do
Leaving
want to
alone
go
with
to
Secret Cat
reception
Lady.
first, though. And remind me, if we've got the stamps on our hands, we can walk out the front door, go to the shop, and come back, right?
The shop is inside the
That's
confines.
the main gate.
Yes, the main gate.
That's cool. Okay.
And it lasts temporarily. Not sure how long this one will last.
Had to be fast.
If anything, has everybody who's gone separate from us got a sending stone? I will give the sending stone to Seraphina.
I was going to say,
No, I
Savant
have,
will have handed it back.
She has the pauldron.
I
Oh, she has the pauldron. That's true. But I'll give a sending stone to you as well, just in case somebody who doesn't have a pauldron needs to contact you. Because I will be with other people who have sending stones. So Aaron's got one.
Yeah.
You take one. Our group's got one. We can stay in touch no matter what.
Okay, so I'll do the largest group. So, Ulan, you're heading with.
Well, I'm going to reception first.
Okay. Yeah, reception's there.
Yeah, and I just want to ask if Air is here.
If who is?
Air, the dragon lady.
Oh. We don't know. We unfortunately we don't keep track on her. She's similar to Lady Cathix. We aren't privy to that information.
Okay, well, I was just wondering if I could make an appointment to see her. Is that how this works? Or do I just?
She is a special case. I've been told. Generally, you would have to go through generally Catholics, unless you've already made an appointment with Lady Air.
I was just I wanted to say hello if she was here.
Well,
But if she's not, if you don't know if she's here, then that's fine.
My apologies.
Oh, that's fine. I was just curious. Okay, we'll go to the shop then.
Okay. You take the others out of the main entrance and into the courtyard, where all of you are greeted by the spectacular sight of the water fountain of the Arcanum College, which is less of a water fountain and more of a display of the largest magicite crystal any of you could possibly see. It's about 20 feet in height of just solid crystalline energy, which just looking at it is disturbing but awe-inspiring, as it just floats there above the pedestal of the water fountain, just floating there, slowly twisting and rotating.
Whenever we're outside, Ulan is going to be paying attention to the sky.
Okay, give me
just
a
in case he sees the dragon.
perception check.
Just a perception mark. Okay.
Yeah. 19. Ooh. You don't notice a dragon, but you do notice towards the west there's something wrong with a point of air off into the sky. It looks wrong. It looks like there's a kind of tightened spot of air. It looks like it's kind of pulled in on itself.
Van, can I borrow your scope?
Well, give me a sec. He unravels the broken rose, takes off the scope, might as well.
Look through the scope at the wonky patch.
You kind of look at it and you instantly realize that's another crack.
What? In the west, as in like King's Arch direction?
No, King's Arts East.
Oh, that's east, right? Yeah.
Just off in the sky, and you notice some of the students looking at it, and it's like they're just talking to each other about it. It's like, oh yeah, there's one over there. Huh. And then just keep on walking.
I'm gonna grab a child.
A child or an actual? There's a teachers walking around.
Like who I've seen notice it.
Okay.
Or mention it.
I imagine you go for one of the higher colours, a silver or gold. Okay.
Excuse me. Do you know what's going on with that?
Excuse me, sir, but what are you talking about?
I just heard you mentioning the thing.
Oh, the anomaly.
Yeah. Do you know what the deal is with that?
Yes. There's been a few of them recently. You're not at the college, are you?
No. I dabble.
they've been happening for the last month. This is he kind of looks up at the sky. This is probably the 5th one in the last couple of weeks.
Nothing really
Around,
bad has
around
happened?
the area of the college, or
In the continent.
Nothing bad have happened?
Several creatures have come out, but the guilds in the area have actually dealt with them pretty quickly. They seem to have different randomness to them. It's quite fascinating, really. We've been trying to send some people to investigate them. Unfortunately, well, that one is a little high.
you said creatures have been coming out. What kind of things? Like,
What creatures?
Oddities, really. Most of them are from, well, some of the odd planes. Some of us even saw an angel come from one of them. It was
really?
Really?
amazing. And then a demon fought against it, and then they both vanished. It was, well, it was spectacular, really. It was,
Yeah, that does sound like a spectacle.
And no one about this is worried, or
well, not at the moment. This is that one's maybe only I would say probably only a C class. It's not that large.
oh, okay, yeah. I mean, it's only a C. That's not anything
Yeah,
to worry
no.
about.
We haven't
If we
seen
were
anything
dealing
larger
with,
than
like,
an
A size,
A
that'd be
class for probably the last. Actually, there was one only a couple of days ago. Actually, no, it was yesterday, I believe. Huh.
Really? Whereabouts?
And he points over towards the mountain range to the north. Just along there, it killed quite a few of the creatures in the vicinity and carved a bit out the mountain as well.
And this was yesterday, you say?
Yes.
As in during the day or last night?
I'm not completely on it. You would have to ask one of the actual researchers that actually was there.
Do you happen to know any names?
I believe the dwarf lady, Ozma, she's been regarded as the one that's taking care of them mostly.
Of course it's Ozma. Okay.
Apparently
Okay,
it's part of her research, is what she says, but I can never actually tell what her research is, so...
Yeah, that seems like a thing with
Yeah.
her. Well, thanks for your help anyway. Sorry, I don't want
yes.
to keep you from your classes any longer.
Well, I have free time. And he kind of just looks at the rest of you, like, I'm sure you'll be very busy with some of them. You look like you're all about that sort of thing.
Yeah, we are specialists in this kind of stuff, so...
And he walks off.
I expect
I'm
Savant to
gonna-
have taken off his shield, but yeah, basically like everyone's fully armored. So.
I'm gonna wait until they're out of earshot, and I'm gonna pull out the sending stone and communicate to Seraphina.
Well, it's to everyone, but
Well, yeah. Oh, wait, does it do everyone on the call?
everyone on the sending stones.
He doesn't have a sending stone.
I do. Okay, well, I will get somebody else's.
Savant will hand
It's not like it's
Seraphina's
complicated.
to you. Like,
It's a
Savant is
thing.
literally like Savant is basically holding up the sending
Yeah.
stone to your
I,
ear.
at this point, I don't think we really need to worry about whether Ulan's got one or not.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody will have
Someone in the vicinity will have one, so it's
yeah.
fine.
So I'll say, so yeah, like to Booker and Seraphina and stuff. Guys, we will need to meet up soon. There's stuff going on, and it concerns the cracks. So, once you've done your stuff, we should probably be back at the infirmary when we're done. And that's it.
Savant will say, so much for the holiday.
Well, I don't know. It seems like everything they've got a handle on stuff right now, and I mean we're just us. You know, we've dealt with 2 of these, but it's not in the compared to the college and the King's Guild. We are wee potatoes.
Really? Very impressive group, this King's Guild.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're just like new members, basically.
I remember you saying something about being members.
Yeah, we've only been dealing with this kind of stuff for a few months. The King's Guild have been for centuries, decades.
Is doing the children like hanging on Pappy's shoulder, hanging down, looking at you like.
Oh yeah, you're. I forgot I was giving you a piggyback this whole time.
Yeah.
Okay. We should head to the shop and get that done.
I imagine, Elaine, you point out this beautiful pauldron, or actually you have it on your waist, don't you?
No, it is on my pauldron. It's on like a bandolier thing.
Okay, yeah. So man, you kind of realize like this beautiful piece of metal he has. It seems to actually have more than a purpose. Yeah.
Right now.
It actually has a little bit more of a purpose than just, oh, it's just a piece of armor. Yeah.
I thought it was like a seatbelt for Serafina and you did piggyback, right?
Wow.
Actually, it's probably left shoulder. Thinking about it. Yeah.
You also notice Saren has one as well. Yeah.
Yes, Saren haven't been speaking about it. That's the only reason why he actually knows about the King's Guild.
It's on one of Saren's gauntlets, actually.
Well, that explains a lot.
But you head towards the shop. Are you heading? Sorry, you're heading towards the Magicite store or the actual shop?
The Magicite store and then the shop.
Okay, the store is a different thing. So yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Why was it? I was looking at the entrance, right?
No, it's two different things.
Oh, okay,
because
cool.
they transport out Magicite from the Arcane College.
Okay.
So basically, we're going to a warehouse.
Yeah, one's a warehouse, one's an actual shop for the students.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, no, the warehouse is where we did the shopping. It was like Magic IKEA.
No,
yeah, but that
like
was a shop. That wasn't the warehouse. The warehouse is where they keep magical artifacts and Magicite stones, which is where you sold them to.
Right, to the guy.
Yeah, the guy. Which is where you're going.
So, what do we need? We need silence.
That would be helpful for me, at least.
We probably need another dark vision stone so that Aaron can see in the dark more reliably. Anything else we've done recently that's been cool?
If you guys are going to the store, how about we take a break here? And if you're just going to buy stuff, we can cover that.
Yeah, we'll, don't worry, see that.
Okay, that's fine. But yeah, we'll take a break and we'll come back to what the other two are doing. When you guys do shopping.